It's easy to dismiss a game like Red Wukong. People will look at its overblown lighting, which obscures important platforms, brutal explosive and projectile traps which blend with the scenery, generally goofy cutscenes, flaccid, unimpactful combat, and just walk away. I'm not saying they'd be wrong to do that, but there is genuine love here. Someone meant to make a really good action platformer in the vein of retro 2D games. Everything from the simple controls to the hazard placement and platforming gauntlets feels like a natural evolution of those old titles. It's scathingly difficult, and presents an alternate reality where purely challenge-focused game design made the transition to 3D intact. Checkpoints are rare, and enemies are placed in just the perfect spots to screw you over during the agonizingly long stretches between them. I'll be honest, I kinda missed this. I can't remember the last time a modern game shoved me down and demanded I perform to its expectations, else perish. But, although I do adore skill-based gameplay like this, I don't want to give the wrong impression. It's far from flawless. As already mentioned, the lighting sometimes makes it plain difficult to see what you need to, but even in the levels where everything is crystal clear, it's not always certain where you should be going. This is especially baffling in a linear game with a fixed camera, where you figure the way forward would be obvious. I straight up stopped playing because I couldn't figure out what to do. When brutal difficulty doesn't stop me, but poor signposting does, that's bad. The combat in general is also pretty unsatisfying. Never mind the fact that most enemies are pushovers, you're rarely in a position to enjoy fighting them anyway. In any situation where you're tasked to actually defeat someone, bouncing repeatedly on their head is the surefire victory strategy. There's nothing wrong with simple mechanics, and there are plenty of games where jumping on noggins is supremely rewarding, but this ain't that. The audio and visual feedback is incredibly muted, and the enemies don't present enough a challenge to provide satisfaction when they go down. These may seem like nitpicks, but when your game is straightforward and mechanically simplistic, every detail has a great impact. It's a shame because the level structure, platforming, and general atmosphere of the game is quite passionate. It feels so much like Red Wukong came from a place of unbridled love for retro gaming, and a powerful determination to realize its best attributes in a modern 3D platformer. It is in early access, so much of this may be changed as the game develops, but I'd still recommend this broken title over the dozen other safer products released every day. Red Wukong has real fire.